What you doing there, babe?
Oh, it's uneven. Raking with my feet. So is that distracting you? Hey.
Not trying to shoot a video or anything.
I didn't know you had pressed play. I was just, maximizing my time out
because
here.
We're going to be able to level this whole area in our tevas.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
We are so thrilled to do this video. But we are so exhausted. I've known and tired in the last few weeks that I haven't known in a pretty long time. I don't know about you.
It's because we've had such beautiful weather and we've worked our tails off sun up to sundown on some of these projects.
So the weather's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I woke up yesterday morning around 5 o'clock and it was 57 degrees. Perfect.
She started the day in her potato shoes, wool socks, insulated bibs, and after about 2 hours, she stripped down. So.
I was in linen short overalls and some breathable cotton socks and some boots. Yeah. But we're pumped to share this video with you guys because, gosh, we are so excited. We mentioned, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago at this point that we were making our biggest farm change yet. We were cutting the raised bed garden in half, so the whole left side of the garden we're tearing down, refencing, just to make that more manageable for us. And that's a lot of what we've been doing. We've spent a lot of time walking the farm, projecting what is manageable for us, how do we get a grip on this, and really just vision casting. I think sometimes it's so easy to look at that long-term goal of well, what's the goal when we retire? What's the goal in 10 years or 15 years that we forget, hey, what's the goal for this year? What's the goal for 5 years? How do we steward this place so well and steward our family well and our community well in the process? And I feel like that's a lot of what we've been doing, is really kind of vision casting for this place. And if we're being real honest, we've not done that since we moved in. When we moved in, we were so excited because there was just so much more growing space than what we came from. There was the means to expand our gardens and our animals, and that was super exciting. But then when kind of the rush of that went away, it became a little overwhelming to us, I feel like. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So it was overwhelming. We were so excited just to have the opportunity to grow like we wanted to grow. But going from 1 acre to 4.3 acres is a lot more maintenance. And so a dose of reality kicked in pretty quick, especially in the summertime when it's 100 degrees and I have, 500 yards of fence line to weed eat, So, yeah, reality set in pretty quick.
So we were super excited, but there were moments of overwhelm, which is why now, if someone asked me, what would be your advice? It'd be start small and maximize that small space because, yes, although it is romantic to dream of just acres and acres, there's a lot of maintaining that comes with that, and there's a lot of hurdles that come with growth. And that's something that's been really challenging for us. Thankfully, now that Nathan's home, it's been better, but we're finally in a season where it's hey, let's vision cast for this place because I don't feel like we've done it. We haven't even scratched the surface of what I see our family doing and the mark I feel like we're supposed to leave on this place. Not that we're leaving anytime soon. Don't hear me wrong, but you know what I mean? I feel like we just got overwhelmed and then got stagnant. And so I kind of asked Nathan to vision cast with me. And part of that was changing the raised bed garden. And we're super excited about that. We've got a plan in place on when we'll start. That is actually a really big undertaking.
Yeah.
And so that's not one of those things that we can just quickly start. We got a few friends who have said they're going to come help us, but tractors in place, sons and stuff like that. But I did have a friend come over the other day and we were dreaming and vision casting, and it was so life-giving. And for the first time in almost a decade of being married to this man, I walk the farm with him and I tell him all of my ideas, which he knew anyways. I was like, hey, I'm wanting a friend to come in. I've got this space and this space that I just want another creative's you know, juices on. It's someone else's ideas because I'm a little bit stuck and I don't want to move forward until I like have clarity. And we walk the farm and I tell Nathan all these things I want to do. And for the first time in like a decade, you're like, those are all really great ideas.
Yeah.
Usually he always has the realist in him. It's like, that's a lot of work, or, well, are you sure you want to do that? And like, you don't mean to. It's just, I'm the dreamer, he's the realist.
Yeah, well, I think, okay, well, this project is going to cost roughly $1,000, $5,000, you know, like that's where my mind goes. And then, do I have the capability of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
But you were like so on board.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
Because I'm excited to share with them.
I know. So we're gonna walk the farm for a minute. We're gonna share with you guys the most exciting thing before we walk, because I do feel like we've been talking a lot, but it's hard when we don't do one. We've been in the thick of working our butts off, and so content's been really hard. But I'll just be honest, for a long time we weren't sure how we felt about bringing people on the farm, right? When we've got our family here and our kids here, you know, there's just some fears, some insecurities that come with that. And this is something we've wrestled for years. And we're finally at a place where we want to have these humble, intimate, I'm calling them humble. Like, that's just the word that keeps coming to my mind. These humble, intimate, intentional gatherings on the farm that we do want to extend the opportunity for you guys who have literally been the backbone of why we've been able to live out our dream to come and witness this. To be like, hey, you've breathed so much life into us that we've been able to do this, and now we get to serve you guys through this way. And that feels really exciting.
Yeah. For the first time, I'm excited about it. You know, I've always been the one to say, no, you know. Nobody gets to come into my intimate space unless they're friends, right? And so that's been me taking some walls down and coming to terms with it. But I'm in a good place.
I feel like conferences have been so great because we've met so many of you guys who are so genuine and you care and love our family so well that it's like, man, the fact to pass up an opportunity to let you come and experience this, we don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, like, not everyone's going to be able to travel, and we're not talking about big conferences. The words here are humble, intimate.
50 people max.
Oh, and that's even like the
That'd
small.
be a stretch.
Yeah, the small events I'm thinking through, it's like capped at 10 or 15 people. Like very, very intimate, intentional things. But anyway, so let's take you around because we've been working our little heinies off, and we're excited.
Yeah.
I feel like you're about to say something.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, first of all,
I'm tired of squatting.
Yeah, you're like way shorter than I am. We first want to show you this area. So this is where the big tree is, the path to the chicken coop. You see the chicken coop back there. And we have this this is going to be a long video, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you because it's hard to share all this. So this little area over here, we're going to bring the fence out and then just pasture that in because we can't build anything on it, right? It's where our septic is. So we're going to bring the pasture out, have a gate to where if the truck needed to come in and pump, it could, but just kind of utilize that better. Again, there's a lot of spaces on our farm that maintenance is hard. You're having to weed eat it constantly. It gets super overgrown to where it's hard for our weed eater to do it. So that's what we're going to do. But then Nathan and I have been working our little heinies off, putting landscape fabric down and rocking this entire area. So we had leftover gravel from a project, from the Cottage Garden project, and we've done this beautiful little S-curve, and we've now been, this is why we're tired, we've been collecting rocks around the property. It's one of the perks of living on a ridge is you've got all the free kind of borders you would need. It's just back-breaking work.
Back-breaking.
So we've been working on this. We've got to still border it out with the rocks. But first, before we border it, we got to get it level, which is really hard to do with a tractor. So,
well, it's because the space is not level. And so anytime I'm back grading, trying to level out, you know, and the tractor tires just spinning these rocks. And so it's been a pain in the neck. But
I'm going to take you guys off, though, so that I can show you a good view. It looks so good already.
Yeah, you going to tell them what we're going to do there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
All right, so I just want you guys to envision with me. We kind of trimmed the tree up a little. we're gonna have a beautiful wooden swing hanging right about here. Like I said, we'll continue to rock the border around, but then we're gonna have a L-shaped little couch made out of like cinder blocks and what are those wooden like posts? Because we have so many cinder blocks left over, so we're just trying to reuse and recycle what we have on the farm.
Yeah, we're just gonna make an L-shaped couch as comfortable as we can that's gonna go around a big fire pit.
Yeah.
So.
And then the fire pit will be somewhere over here. And we are currently, we're not getting rid of it, but we're moving it back. So there's about, I don't know, a couple feet behind
There's about, yeah, 1.5 to 2 feet behind that to the fence. And it's a pain in the neck because I have to weed eat back there all the time. So we're just moving that back to the fence so that eliminates one area I have to weed eat all the time. But it's going to open that space up a little bit more as well.
So we kind of have to take it apart in sections to be able to push it back. And then I'll have a work table in here. And we are actually building a flower stand at the front of our property. So we tore down the kid garden, completely leveled that out. We're going to put a structure off the house to be able to house all of our tools and equipment in, and just prevent, we have random stuff everywhere. If you're a farmer, you get it. But when you're thinking about having people on your farm, there needs to be a little level of tidiness. So we tore down the kid garden. This is going to come off of the house and look the same. But there was a deck in the kid garden, and we are repurposing that to be the base of our flower stand. And we're going to take the butterfly and have it be the back, and then just build some sort of like roof on it, essentially.
So essentially that's the backdrop.
Yeah.
We're taking the platform that was the kid garden area. It'll be the base, and then we're just going to put up 4 posts and kind of a lean-to type shed looking thing, but dressed up a lot nicer.
Yeah.
So now action.
Action, okay. So we have to move this back. We're gonna keep the border here, add a little work table. And in theory, if I'm out here doing, this past summer I really wanted to do dahlia days where people would come and harvest dahlias and I'd show them how to make quick arrangements. So this would be really pretty. It's shaded quite a bit from that tree. But they could come and like sit and watch as I'm teaching or working, or they could come and work alongside here and just really kind of utilize this space better. And then I guess we can kind of shift a little, but this area all right here from the end of this post back over here, we've been cleaning up and burning. So this area here we've been cleaning up and burning. We are going to do rows this way, and this is going to be filler flowers. So we are really transitioning the farm to flowers. We're going to talk more about that in depth in another video, but we're adding 3 new growing spaces before the spring, and one of those is a filler flower area, which is going to be this area. So celosia, basils, things like that, and then it'll just be this beautiful little area. It's going to utilize this space way better than it's being utilized now. I think it's going to be
Nice, yeah.
a pretty little area, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And then the next area is over here beside the tunnel. When did we silage tarp this? A few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, a few weeks ago, to be honest with you. I probably need to pull and then water it. Pull the silage tarp, water it real well, let whatever growth is in there or seed in there germinate, and then tarp it back before our frost, just to kill everything.
Yeah.
So.
And then this has got great compost underneath it, and so we're just going to build that up, and this is going to be for dried flowers. We will be able to use them in some arrangements, but more so these are going to be things that we have for the website, DIY ornament kits, wreath kits. I would love to do events on the farm of making these different things. So this will just kind of be an area for dry flowers, which is a big area. I mean, it's a 20 by 50
It's huge, right?
area. So that's going to add a ton of flowers to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the last new growing space is where I actually grew sunflowers before. The silage tarp's blown. Yesterday's wind was insane, but we just ordered another silage tarp. So tomorrow we're going to remove that silage tarp, try to somewhat level, bush hog down, and then we'll lay the silage tarp. So it'll be double. We've got a 20 by 40 is what I ordered, the new silage tarp. And then this one's probably a 20 by...
I It's probably the same size.
Yeah. So doubling our space for focal flowers. So the backyard will be sunflowers. We'll double what we did the first year we were here. And then we'll add another focal flower. It will all be on overhead irrigation. So we'll have focal flowers, filler flowers. We'll have dried flowers. So really we can walk out in the backyard and have all these different flowers. And then we'll have a space over here by the sunflower mural to be able to work, build bouquets, things like that. And so this is honestly, like, for the sake of this video not being an hour long, that's just the backyard. We have a whole nother thing for the cottage garden and raised bed garden that will be another video as well. We'll kind of deep dive and cast vision for that and share it with you guys.
Yeah. The goal, though, is to be able to bring or give you guys opportunity to come hang out, whether that's some sort of workshop, farm-to-table dinner, you know, all these different things that we have in our head. We want to bring people here.
Yeah.
Teach them, show them, hang out, you know.
And those who can't physically come here, I do want to offer, like, online webinars, and I really want to do Zoom classes specific to growing certain vegetables and flowers and certain topics. And so that's something we're trying to plan for a lot more in the new year. I know a lot of people can't go to these conferences, whether that be travel, cost, or whatever. So I want there to be like a really affordable option to be able to learn about specific topics. And so there's a lot. The truth is, though, the farm needs to bring in more revenue than it's bringing in. And we were thinking through what is the most practical way for us to do this in the way that's going to bring us the most joy. Who do we already have customers and accounts for that are asking for more? And for the last 4 years, I've been growing flowers. And I feel like every year I've had a deeper love for flowers and a deeper appreciation, because I've very much so been learning a new skill, which has been really fun and exciting to me. And there's just a massive market here for it. And so it's exciting.
Why not take advantage of it? We have the space to grow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think the backyard, when you go on our back deck, you're going to look over the back part of the farm, and all you're going to see primarily is flowers. It's going to be stunning.
And then some tunnels in the back.
And then tunnels in the background, cranked out full of food, right? Like, we're still growing food, but we definitely want to scale up the flowers that we're doing. We want to focus on intimate, intentional workshops and gatherings at the farm that I just think is going to be so much fun. And seeing these projects come to light, it's just been really fun working on something and having that bigger picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're weeding and you're cultivating, it's hard to think of that long term, like, what is this affecting? Who am I impacting? You know, and then when you do this project and you're in bed and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But this is one step closer to, like, hugging the neck of someone, changing someone's life on how they view food and flowers and small scale farming. And that's really exciting.
It is.
It's a really powerful thing. I've been on cloud 9. You should see my office. You should see my table.
Between this, all of this, like dreaming, visioning all of this, and then her new garden consulting thing. She's been helping people dream for their gardens and plan. Yeah. Like, she's just been so inspired and good mood all the time. Not that you're not in a good mood all the time, but you know, it's bringing her lots of joy. So.
It's fun. Sometimes when you're living the dream, you forget to dream, right? And I think that's
good. That's tweetable.
I mean, I think that's a big reality, right? It's like when I came here and we bought this farm, in so many ways, all my dreams came to light, and I quit nurturing that part of me to reach more people and be intentional with my space. And it's a very humbling experience when you realize that. And you have to go back to the drawing board. And that's what Nathan and I did. We went back to the drawing board. It's like, why are we doing this? And I'm doing this for my family. And I'm doing this to inspire my community, that you too can have access to this. You can live a life that you've dreamed of. You can grow food for your family. You can work beside your husband and still love him. Like, you can raise your kids. Like, there's just so many things that I feel like our culture tells us you can't do.
Right.
And when you go back to the heart of it, is that I want to nurture people in a really meaningful and impactful way and how do I get back to a place where I can do that? And that required me getting back to the garden. And when I did that, everything changed. It was so great. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So we wanted to share with y'all this quick little update. We've been working our heinies off. We are so excited. I feel like the changes keep coming, but all for the good. But we would ask that you guys would just be believing with us and be prayerful that we have the endurance to finish these projects, that we would keep doing what we've been called to do. And that we would be convicted if we steer away from that. So I think right now in the thick of it, it is a lot of work. And Nathan and I are only 2 people. But if you guys would just be believing with us that, yeah, we would have the endurance to see these projects through.
If you guys are close and have a free weekend, come on out. Come on out. We got plenty of projects.
But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. This breeze feels amazing. But we appreciate you guys. We are excited to continue to share with you all the new things that are happening here at Whispering Willow. But we thank you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. You guys leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about all this.
Yeah, let us know.
So.
Only if it's good. Bye.